in the early 90s, driving down Memorial Drive in Atlanta after having just left the military in my mother's Volvo, just going to pick up food, was stopped by an African American female police officer in Atlanta for no reason at all. Now, thank God, nothing happened. I was detained for a while until she, realized that I was not a threat. But why was I stopped in the beginning? And that happens all the time. So if you have not experienced that, take time to study it and try to understand it. But if you have never experienced that, really, I'm going to encourage you. I respectfully say, just be quiet unless you're trying to understand how terrifying that is for somebody, right? And I'm talking about, I was 3 or 4 days out of serving 10 years in the United States Army. So this happens all the time. I can remember when I first moved to an affluent city in Texas. This is a true story. When I first moved to an affluent city in Texas, and my brother helped me move to that city, and I moved into a condominium in an affluent neighborhood, he was going across the street to a grocery store and was stopped by police and asked this question: "What are you doing in this neighborhood?" If you never experienced that, you don't understand. You won't understand. What are you doing in this neighborhood? I have a place in this neighborhood. I live here. White police officer. And again, what was he trying to do? Protect the neighborhood from who? The neighbors? Well, I'm a neighbor. Right? Just going to the store. So, listen, man, if you haven't experienced that, if you don't know anybody that has experienced it, or even if you know someone who's experienced it, but you haven't experienced it yourself, it's tough. It's tough. It's challenging. And it happens to black men all the time across this country.